Previously, on Dandies in Danger.
Where's Ringer?
Oh,
He has been eaten.
He was our main lead.
what about Billy's friend Jimmy? Have a talk with him.
Jimmy looks at you, startled. God damn it, what have you done to me?
The captain has fallen ill. You weren't permitted in. What kind of plan can we formulate?
Get a rat? Shall we get rats?
And then they see this little rat body go, wow! Garrick and Harry go after it.
This ship is trapped in a cycle of time. Your crew has been dwindling, and who knows, you might be next.
And if something is going on aboard my ship, I will get to the bottom of this.
Hi, my name is Eli. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm the voice of Zachary Wilkos.
Hey, I'm Cass, pronouns she, her, and I'm the voice of Liam Bardsley.
Hi, I'm Chess, pronouns he, she, they, and I voice Daniel Pritchard.
Hi, I'm Toast. My pronouns are she, they, and I play Adrian Edwards.
Welcome back. So we've just had some meeting with the captain, where he is not completely convinced of everything Adrian has told him, but he is more or less on Fitzgerald's side to say that the hunters are acting strange and against his authority, which is not something that the captain should like to pass. I'm going to pass the ball over to where Alan and Daniel are. So Daniel, when we last left you, you were talking to Liam and you were talking to Zach. It's later in the night. People are supposed to be going to sleep. The ship hands go to where they sleep in their hammocks, and you go to your quarters. But Alan isn't quite asleep, and he goes over to where you are, and he kind of pokes you on the shoulder. And he puts a finger to his lips, and he makes a motion for you to follow him.
Daniel very quietly gets up. Do I have to roll?
Yeah, can you roll for me? Because you've got two other people in that room with you.
Okay, D20.
I believe so.
18.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I'm a sneaky boy.
You are lithe and sneaky boy. You guys go out, and then Alan, just so I'm remembering clearly, Alan is still the one with the book, right?
Yes, Alan has the journal.
Alan, in a very low voice, whispers to you, Daniel, I tried to find Thomas to speak with him. He's still on duty. However, he is alone by himself, standing guard on the quarterdeck right now. I think this is the perfect time for the two of us to go and confront him.
I think you're right.
All right. Glad that we are in agreement. So you guys head up all the way to the quarterdeck, which is the very top of the ship, and you see that Thomas is standing alone at the bow of the ship. He's kind of rolling on the balls of his heels a little bit as he stands, like he's a little bored, and you two are behind the furniture boats, as you are not supposed to be up here, so you are sneaking around. But there's not a lot of people up here, and it's very easy, so you don't have to roll for it. However, just as you're about to go around the furniture boats, you hear two sets of heavy footfalls and a gruff voice that says, "Dismissed." And Thomas turns around and goes, "Sorry? Dismissed." This is one of the hunters coming into view.
I knew it was these assholes.
"Oh, yes, sir," says Thomas, and he quickly salutes, and he heads away.
I guess Daniel turns to... Daniel's a little conflicted because he wants to pay attention to what the hunters are doing, but he also, seeing Alan's face over Mr. Boy's shoulder, Thomas's shoulder, knows that Alan is the one who's going to have to convince him, but he knows Alan probably needs help. So, needs to know what the hunters are doing, but...
I'm pausing time, essentially, right now and letting you figure it out.
I'm afraid... I fear.
Valid.
Valid. I fear that if Daniel stays up here alone, the hunters are going to discover him.
Well, he's not alone. He's still with Alan.
Yeah, but, I guess they will tackle Thomas later. So he kind of taps to Alan and then points at the hunters.
Alan gives you a look of knowing and a nod. You both listen in. I felt it twice in a row now, says Harry, one of the hunters, as he kind of pulls his coat over him a little tighter. Garrick takes his sword up, which has a dead rat on the end of it, and just sort of flings its carcass off the ship. Like a ripple through this whole space. I don't imagine this to be a good sign. And Garrick turns on him and says, if something more has changed, we have to figure it out and stop it. If chaos erupts on this ship again, like it did with Pettiford, it was so bloody last time. We barely made it through that cycle. Then the other hunter goes over towards the rail of the ship and he's kind of looking over it as if to see where the rat had landed, or then his gaze starts wandering a little just towards the ocean itself. Garrick sort of cleans his sword with his sleeve and he goes, "Damn that witch. Complicating things." And Harry turns back and goes, "Are we to believe the church really sent him?" Garrick, "Witches have serpent tongues." "But he knew the oath. Serpent tongues, Harry. And bloody hell, they could have risked waking everyone up too violently. Demon nearly ate the entire crew last time someone did that. They were not awake as we were. They could not see what we saw. Not exactly. Drove them mad. Garrick, sometimes I think I'm slipping too." Cut the dramatics. "No, I mean it. Sometimes I swear I can hear something, like a ringing in my ears. Other times it's like a heartbeat. Could it be out there? Do you think it sees us even now?" And then Garrick violently grabs this man and slaps him. And then he holds him very close. And in sort of a low growl that Daniel can almost hear, as like a very sharp command, he asks, "What are our rules?" And Harry, shaken out of it, goes, "Do not look too close at the sea. Do not listen too close to the silence. Preserve those we can." And they share this like hard stare, where Garrick really makes sure that there's sanity in Harry's eyes before he pushes him off, and he says, "Good. Good. Hold on to the rules we've made, and we won't slip. We won't have to sacrifice anyone else." He walks off, and Harry adjusts himself, and he gives one last glance to the sea before he follows him.
Oh my god.
Thoughts?
So, these hunters are awake, and they have the intent of preserving people, but I'm wondering if they are actually from our time and they've come here as well, and like they're on a rescue mission through time, or if they are stuck with everyone else but they've woken up to it because of their hunter abilities or whatever. Like they're just more versed in demon stuff. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I don't know. I also considered maybe they're also from our time trying to sort out the fucking demon that exists here.
Yeah.
And they... Oh, fuck. Man, they know about Zach. They remember Zach. That's the problem.
Because they're awake. They know everything that's going through the cycles.
Daniel could confront them.
Scary.
I mean, it's sure to cause some actions. It's sure to cause some results, one way or the other.
Yeah. I mean, Daniel was also scolded profusely last time he did something on his own, so he would probably want to tell you guys first.
Yeah.
But the language these men used when they said, like, preserve people, I'm wondering if they also meant preserve spirits for the demon, because I don't trust anyone. I don't know if they're here on a rescue mission or if they're actually working for the demon and they are like slowly taking people, but they're also in trouble because they made some sort of deal with a demon and that's why they can't look too close at it or something like that. Because they're dipping their toes into something that they shouldn't.
My instinct is that the fact that Harry was, talking about the ringing in his ears as, something to be avoided, some kind of experience, it makes me think that maybe they're not sided with the demon itself. But I don't know. That could just be my instinct. If Daniel is more distrustful of them, then...
I'm like 75% trusting that they're on our side, and then, or at least are not on the demon side, whatever motives they have. But like 25% thinking they're with the demon is also like a huge percent of distrust. So Daniel's definitely not going to confront them because he learned from last time that he should consult you guys first. So he is not going to make any brash decisions, and he wants to tell you guys what he heard before he wants to, because he's not sure. If he was sure, he would probably ignore you guys and just like do it. But like he's not sure, so he wants to talk it over and pretend that he learned from last time.
Okay. So Alan looks at you, Daniel, with just this aghast face at everything they just heard, and he says, "What should we do?"
We have to tell the others. Let's get a second or third or fourth opinion on it.
He nods, and he's following you. Who are you going to see first? And I will say that everything Adrian did is now already over. It is to be assumed that, Adrian, you are either in your office or in your quarters.
So Daniel is probably going to go to Adrian's medical office because that seems to be like the hub that everyone returns to. Like if they need to talk about something, we often return to Adrian's office, so he's probably going to go there.
Sure.
He tells that to Alan.
Yeah, Alan follows him. Adrian, do you think he'd be in your office?
Yeah, he's probably sitting up, and I gotta be honest, he's probably had another drink or two.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and, because it's been not that long, why don't you go ahead and knock off another point in persuasion and wisdom?
Okay.
So that's 2 points in total, right?
Yeah. Great. Okay. So, yeah. I'll let you guys have this scene of Daniel coming in and telling Adrian what happened, and Adrian probably telling Daniel what happened. So go ahead. Alan probably knocks first on the door, but opens it anyway, and they both come in.
Adrian, I'm glad you're here.
Oh, good evening. What's happening?
Something very important we just overheard. On the quarterdeck, we're trying to meet with Thomas to sway his opinion, but he was dismissed by the hunters, Garrick and Harry.
Oh. Yes, that's partially my fault.
I'll ask you about that later. They talked to each other.
Okay.
And they're awake. They're aware of the cycles. They were aware of Matthew Pettiford. They said things got really bloody last time, and they said that witch, he's complicating things. I think they're on a rescue mission trying to wake everyone up, but they're doing it discreetly because it gets bloody, they said, when it's forced.
Good. This is just shaping up to be the perfect holiday.
But maybe we can work with the hunters? And all of us together can discreetly wake everyone up?
Do you like that idea? I don't. You heard what they did to Zachary.
Well, I don't know if I trust them or not.
Well, I have very good reason not to trust them as well, let me tell you. By the way, I've been doing a little sneaking around myself.
Oh.
Did I tell you? I can't remember if I've told you. But I woke up the second lieutenant.
You did? Fitzgerald?
I did. Yes, can you believe it? Useless old me, I did it. Ha 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 ha.
You're not joking?
Just so you know. I'm not joking, no. It's real, I did it. I did that. I accomplished it. Thank you.
He grabs Adrian very quickly, like in a friendly manner on the shoulders, and is beaming, and he says, "Good work, Adrian." And then he lets go of you.
Yes, excellent work, Dr. Edwards.
Adrian's really not sure how he feels about that. He was expecting them to be kind of shitty about it. Right. Well, anyhow, the Sean, Lieutenant Fitzgerald and I, call him Sean.
We're on a first name basis now.
All right.
Killed Eli.
Go for it. Go on.
The lieutenant and I attempted to go see the captain in an attempt to wake him up, but the hunters, they weren't letting us go see him, even though he's sick, by the way. He's ill, and they knew this, and they wouldn't let us go see him, so we had to sneak in, and we threw a rat at them. Can you believe it?
You threw a rat at them?
Yes. We went and collected a horrible rat, and we threw it in the air. But the point is, I don't think we can trust them.
They wouldn't let you see the captain.
No.
But you're the doctor.
They were
If he's
staunchly
sick,
against
then-
it. I know! That's what I've been telling everyone.
So do we trust them or not?
I don't.
I don't either.
We could leave them an anonymous note.
Saying what?
Will you go to prom with me? Yes, no. Circle 1.
Okay.
I asked you hoping that you had an idea, and I don't know why I hoped that.
I know. You know me.
Alan has look of contemplation for a moment, and he otherwise just sighs and shrugs and goes, well, I don't know what to believe at this point. But I know one thing. Whatever we do from here on out, we should be careful. If it can get bloody, if it can get violent, that's dangerous. Hey, let's go to where Liam and Zachary are. While you guys were having your conversation, Liam and Zachary were probably in their hammocks, probably having gone to bed with everyone else. Liam, can you quickly roll me a perception check? Because I have a feeling like Liam isn't asleep right now.
Yeah, you betcha. Nat 20.
Nice.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Punishing my dice really worked.
Yeah, for real.
Oh my god, you hear movement all around you. And you sit upright because you know that everybody around you has gotten out of their hammocks. Except Zachary.
Oh god.
And Zachary kind of looks a little half asleep, and he's in his hammock. And you see someone grab Zachary out of his hammock and immediately start tying him up. And before you can really do much else, someone behind you has already snatched you and has put, like, tightly bound cloth, like, between your teeth. Like, they've gagged you. And people are, like, holding you down and tying you up. And I would let you roll to fight, but, like, it's all the ship hands at this point are, like, on. And everybody is being so quiet. And they are dragging you and Zachary down to the Orlop. And Zachary's thrashing and kicking, and I imagine that you are also trying to do the same.
Yes.
Yes, and they're all quiet, too. But they've got, like, lanterns and stuff, and then they throw you and Zach against the side of the ship. And there's, like, a big pool of people, and Jimmy steps forth, and he takes the lantern from one of the people, and then he looks down at you, Liam, and he goes, well, looks like we got ourselves a witch on the ship. And then Liam gets ungagged.
Oh, thank God. I thought this was like Hive Mind Demon had like taken all of them. Like, oh, thank God.
Same.
It's just Jimmy.
It's just Jimmy up to his old shenanigans.
Oh, God.
Just some regular old...
Just some
shenanigans.
Just a regular
Just some
mob.
terror and mob mentality. Alright.
So the last thing he says is, well, looks like we got ourselves a witch on the ship.
You believe in witches then, Jimmy?
Believe in witches. I've heard what witches can do. Seen it with me own eyes once. Now, why'd you gotta go and put an X on me, Bardsley? I thought we were friends.
We are friends, Jimmy. I haven't put an X on you. It's... something else is at work here. Something bigger than me or you.
Oh, you want me to believe that?
You look at the state of the ship, Jimmy. This is not natural. This is not my doing.
The state of the ship? This is another ship hand. Ship looks fine. Doesn't it, Billy? Someone kind of like gently swats Billy's arm, and Billy just seems like, Bardsley, why'd you have to go and do a stupid thing like that?
So you want me to take the X off of you, Jimmy?
Well, that's for starters. And then afterwards, I think it'd be fun to hand you over to the hunters, see what they do to you, huh?
Alright.
And, who's this little Weasley friend of yours you keep around? This is one of them sort of kicking Zachary over, essentially. And another one comes over and undoes the gag on Zachary.
Well, I've X'd him too, haven't I?
What?
Going down this route again, eh?
Says Zachary looking at him.
Right. Yes, Liam gives him a significant look and says, if you want the X off of you, you'll have to go down into the hold, but mind, you'll have to take some lanterns with you. That's where I've set up my spell.
They don't know too much about magic, but they are seeing that it didn't take much to convince you. So Jimmy sort of leans down to you and just goes, you think we believe that?
I'm trying to work with you here, Jimmy.
Well, then why'd you do it in the first place, huh? Was it a gaff, eh?
Yes, Jimmy, a gaff, sure. It's whatever you want, Jimmy. There's really, honestly, you've got me dead to rights. You'll have the hunters. I imagine it'll go easier for me with the hunters if I take this off, the hex off of you now. If I don't take it off of you, then what will the hunters do to me then? So we'll grab the torches, we'll go down to the hold, and I'll cancel the spell.
Jimmy ain't no one allowed to go down into the hold, not without authority, not us, says Billy, looking over.
Then why don't you go get some authority? Why don't you go get one of the Marines, perhaps?
You shut up, says Zachary, trying to like... Are you serious? The Marines? You want the Marines to get involved in this? They have guns! Guns!
Wow.
They could shoot holes in us!
But maybe some of them might be a little bit more reasonable.
Oh, right, says Zachary, his eyebrows shooting. Yes, oh, go get the Marines, yes? We're real sorry about what he's done. I haven't done it. I didn't do it. He's just sitting up. And then As he stood up, one of them just kind of puts his foot on him and puts him back down and goes, oof.
Wood.
We're not going to get the Marines involved, says Billy. All right, Jimmy, he said he's sorry. Why don't you go ahead and do what he says? Take a lantern town, go in the hold, and see whatever the bloody hell he's talking about. Jimmy sort of adjusts himself, turns away, and takes a lantern, and he starts heading down. And Billy comes over to Liam, and he says, Bardsley, are you really a witch?
Liam just sort of looks away and says, Billy, I don't expect you to believe me, but what I've done today, I've done because I was trying to help you and help everyone on this ship.
You're a good man, Bardsley. I can't imagine a man like you delving into black arts to help us. Why would you want to go and be helping?
And then you hear "Ah!" And then Jimmy just clambers back up the stairs, and he's like shaking with the lantern, and everybody looks to him and goes, Good God, what's wrong? Jimmy, what's wrong? He goes, There's no rat down there. There's a voice as I... Someone takes the lantern from Jimmy and goes, He's X'd. What do you expect? Alright, I'll go down there then. And someone else goes down there. Now all the attention has gone over to this man who's gone downstairs. And you hear a, But Jesus! And he comes back up the steps and goes, Oh, blimey, those rats! Oh, they're big, aren't they? Oh my God. And then somebody takes the lantern from him and goes, Don't be an idiot. And this is probably going to go on a few more times.
Why are they all going down alone?
excellent.
Like, none of them thought to maybe bring, like, multiple people. They're like...
Well, the third person takes the lamp and he says, All right, we got a rat problem apparently. Billy, you're with me. Jimmy, pull yourself together. Come on, lads. And they all start heading down. And you hear nothing for a moment. And the ship hands get a little closer to the ladder that leads down. And then you hear chattering. High-pitched, low-pitched, soft, harsh chattering. And all the ship hands take a step back. And then the chattering ceases. And then you hear screams, and all three men race back up the steps, and one of them drops the lantern and it starts setting the deck on fire, and then another person whips their shirt off and starts stomping on the fire on the deck. But these rats are really starting to get a little more adventurous, and they're trying to like push up through the darkness, but every time they hit the light they go and they go back away. People are like, the rats! Oh my God, the rats! And then Jimmy scrambles over like tuk, 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 on his arms, and he comes over and he grabs you, Bardsley, and he goes, What have you done? What have you done? And then someone is grabbing their head, and they say, Have we seen these rats before, lads? Have we seen these rats before? We ain't never seen these rats. I never seen no rats like that in my entire life. No, we've seen these rats before, lads. I think. Get a hold of yourself. Somebody else grabs you, Liam, and is like, He's hexing us! He's hexing all of us! And there is panic that is starting to ensue.
It is bad.
And then finally, Billy yells up, All right, enough! I've had it with this. Look at us! We all act like we're going mad. Ain't nothing happen here, ain't nothing happen here. Now who's to say that Bardsley is actually a witch, eh? Who's to say he's not just saying what he can to save his skin, eh? If you ask me, he confessed a little too easily for someone who's so guilty, eh? Alright, now let's calm down. No, Billy, you don't understand, there's rats, says Jimmy. Jimmy, you're a gambler and a drunk, shut up. Alright, he says.
I love Billy.
We all go down there, yeah? We see that there's nothing wrong. We take them with us, says Jimmy, pointing to Liam and Zachary. Alright, we'll take them with us. And on my honor, neither of them are gonna be hurt, alright? Alright, now let's go. Someone kind of helps you both up, and you both get walked down to where the rats are.
Does Liam have any opportunity to whisper to Zach as they're being marched down?
Yes, they are next to each other.
Zachary, I know this is a bit much to ask, but I don't suppose that fire of yours, you might be able to bring it up anytime soon? Like, in the next few minutes?
What do you want me to do? Completely reveal myself?
Well, if we stand close enough, maybe they'll think it's me. I've already said, I'm a witch, and we can attack the rats with the fire. They don't like light, and you've got light.
Oh, damn it. He curses and he bites his tongue and he just shakes his head and he goes, It's so loud down here, it's so loud down here.
Just a little bit of fire, Zach, if you can manage it.
So you're all in the hold, and everybody's got their lantern up, and they are all looking at these rats. And Billy looks at them and goes, They're diseased. There ain't nothing more about them. Until one rat just launches itself at a lantern and embraces the glass around it, and you can, like, smell burning rat as the glass, like, starts cracking. And it seems to have sacrificed its little body to snuff out this light. And one of the people just lets go of the lantern. It hits the floor with a crack and oil spills. And then the rats start going into where that darkness is, and that man is screaming as rats crawl up his entire body.
Get him in the light!
They try and put the light closer, but the rats, even as their skin just like sizzles and pops, just will not get off this man, and they even drag his body further into the darkness, this huge mob of rats, and all you hear is screaming and bone crunching until you no longer hear screaming, and bone crunching until you no longer hear that but squelching.
Oh, I hate
And you hear more rats.
I hope that wasn't cheese.
the rats love cheese.
Rats love cheese. It was cheese for that joke.
No! Cheese!
You didn't even know cheese. Okay, so everybody is rightfully panicking at this point. Everybody is screaming, and a lot of people are leaving you and Zachary down there still tied up. Zachary immediately starts using his fire to burn out of the ropes that they've been tied with. But a lot of people are trying to, like, push up and push back out into the Orlop. And there is this ripple. You feel it throughout your entire being. This huge thrum that strikes you, Liam. And somewhere above the ship it strikes you, Daniel. And it strikes you, Adrian. And it strikes Zachary. And the ship becomes utterly decrepit and disgusting. And you all can hear screams from inside of Adrian's office. Screams that just embody primal terror. And then something amongst those screams that is a little unearthly. Back in the hold, Zachary and Liam are getting trampled on by the rats, which I say trampled, but they're like stepping on them with their little rat feet. They are trying to like start a nip at you, but Zachary's fire is keeping them at bay. Zachary manages to get out of his binds. From all the panic, there are a few people trapped down in the hold as someone has thrown the latch down, trapping a lot of you in there so that the rats don't get out. There are people standing on the door. So you have 2 lantern lights, and you have Zachary's fire, and someone turns around and screams and points at Zachary and goes, Witch! Magic! Witch! And there's utter chaos. I'm going to say that Zachary does free you with his own fire. Liam, what's your action?
Is there anything in the hold that I can use as a torch? Any planks of wood available?
There is canvas. Canvas is the word. There's canvas that, like, they use to, like, hold the boxes down. And there is wood, but it's, like, wood that's nailed together to make crates. There is a spare lantern that's still hanging there that hasn't been lit yet, if you want to be the one to light that one.
I mean, let's go ahead. Let's do it. Light that lantern.
So now Liam has a lantern and Zachary is still using his fire. Zachary slings some fire at a rat and it goes, ah! And it sizzles and pops, and it gets extinguished by all these other rats climbing on top of it. And Zachary turns to Liam and goes, I might know a spell, but I'm actually not that powerful, and I don't think I can take all these on our own. We have to get up and out of here.
Right you are. All right, lads, and Liam's gonna turn to whomever is still there.
I'm gonna say there are 4 plus Billy, and they're all, like, trying to push up, and they're cursing at their shipmates, like, you bloody bastards let us up. Like, some of the shipmates got out, and then they immediately just, like, threw the hatch down.
Oh, they're quarantining them. Oh.
Yeah. Let us out! Let us out! They're all screaming. And the rats are getting, like, more bold because there's just something they want in front of them, and they are just stepping more and more into the light. Thoughts?
Go talk to Billy.
Huh?
You gotta talk to Billy. He's right there.
What are you hinting at?
Nothing, just get him to help you get everybody to push on the door, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I see. Is there any space on the stairs/ladder for Liam to help press up on them?
It's crowd, like, there are 4 people, but I imagine you could squeeze in if you really wanted. Right now the people above are, like, terrified, and I will give you a hint and just say Billy has been the voice of reason so far.
Okay, so that's what you were saying. Okay. Yeah. Liam's gonna turn to Billy, and he's gonna be like, how do we calm them down?
Billy looks very shaken. I myself don't know how to calm down either. And he puts a hand to his head, and Liam, in the lamplight, you can see trails of blood starting to leak down the side of his head, and he goes, sorry, Bardsley, what was that? Thought I heard a... Who wants to sing a sea shanty, huh? Hello?
Oh my god.
Hello? I can't hear.
Oh no.
I can't... Who wants to... Hello? And so he's kind of stuck in something.
Oh my god.
Liam is gonna grab Billy by the shoulders, and he's gonna say, "A sea shanty. That's exactly what we're going to do, Billy. That's exactly what we're going to do. Just watch my mouth, Billy. Just keep watching me." And he's gonna keep pointing at himself, at his face, and he's gonna be just like, "Watch me. Just stay with me for a little bit."
Billy latches on to sea shanty, and in his scrambling, sort of fading mind, he looks at the hatch where everybody seems to be getting up, and he seems to start registering that there's an emergency. And he goes over, and he's with everybody else, and he starts sitting, "We'll be all right if the wind is in our sails." And on the right, he starts hitting up, and then the others are looking at him like he's broken, like they don't understand. And he keeps going, "We'll be all right if the wind is in our sails. We'll be all right." And then the others start getting the hint, and they go, "If the wind is in our sails, and we'll all hang on behind, and we'll roll the old chariot along." And they start like doing this thing with the heave-ho, and finally they push up and over, "And we'll all hang on behind." And they all like push up, and they blow the hatch open, and the other sailors kind of scramble back, like worried that they're possessed. And Zachary scrambles up with the others, and Billy looks at you, Bardsley, and goes, "A shanty. Can't hear. But I think I was on tone, yeah?"
Good thinking, Liam.
Liam smiles weakly and claps him on the back and makes sure that he's pushed up into safety.
He's not. The rats are coming, and he is staying.
No!
And he grabs you, and he throws you up farther. The rats kind of just all come around him, and he just nods and goes, "Good thinking, Bardsley." And then he gets pulled under. And you all are all on the orlop, and the ship looks horrible. And everybody is looking at you, Liam. Everybody is looking at you and going, "They got Billy, what are we gonna do?" And someone says, "Why are we looking to him? He's the one that caused this." And Zachary goes, "No, he isn't. Listen, if you're all woken up, you should know you've been on this ship for, I don't know, hundreds of years, 100 years, some odd years, definitely. Do you remember?" he says. And everybody kind of pauses. And yes, they do remember. And they're all sort of reeling in their own heads. But the rats have become a little more emboldened. And they are starting to come up onto the orlop. "Well, I know one thing," says the sailor. "I'm not sticking around to find out what they do." And they all start running up another deck. Adrian and Daniel, you hear commotion. Thoughts?
Daniel probably looks at everyone and like immediately bolts to go check it out.
Oh, good. Oh, great.
So do you go down to meet them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Adrian really wants to go get Sean. I don't know if I should split the group again, but...
I mean, it's a big enough commotion where like Sean probably hears it, right?
That's correct. If you all just like kind of leave Adrian's office and start going down, actually like the officers and the Marines are coming with you. But there is an explosion of people like trying to get up and out, so a lot of them actually start pushing the Marines aside, and they are clambering up. And you see Zachary zip by, and you see Liam also going. Do you guys want to try and get Liam's attention?
Yeah, but Liam,
yeah.
what is happening?
Bit of an unexpected turn. They're all awake, and the rats are coming.
That's very bad.
That is very
Jesus
bad.
The rats, says Alan.
The rats are coming, yes. There's a great number of them, and they are quite ferocious. Can Liam swim through the bodies of people to be where, like, Adrian and
He's with them. He's
Daniel
already with
are?
them, yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. They've all rushed up and past you.
How many could we fit on the furniture boats?
Alan looks at Daniel and then back to Liam and goes, "Not a lot. They were mostly made for furniture, and so...
Lifeboats and the furniture boats.
Lifeboats should be able to do. About the lifeboats.
There's certainly less of us.
They're in the hold.
Ooh.
They're in the hold? Lifeboats aren't supposed to be in the hold.
Well, during wartime, we don't put lifeboats out on the side.
Oh, that's so foolish. You're on a boat. Anything could happen.
I'm sort of expected to die.
Fuck!
Wonderful.
Well, the point of the war is to not die. So, the rats are coming, by the way. There's like 1 or 2 rats that are like eking their way up, and then there's light, and then...
Let's go. Let's get out of this spot.
Yes, but then once we get up to the deck, what do we do then? Climb up the mast?
You shut the things.
Is there anything... If we've gone up several levels already, are there any doors that we can shut?
Yeah, there are like...
Yeah, on the Terror there were.
Essentially like that. There's like, as you're going up these like... Up the stairs of these decks, there's like I don't remember, a lid. Let's call it a lid. It's a little man lid. And you fucking close that shit on them, and you can latch it. But they're coming. Okay. They're coming up the steps right now.
Yeah, no, well, I'm gonna shut the lid. Close that puppy like a Tupperware.
Okay, so you're on the upper gun deck.
Yeah.
Okay. So you shut it. And that's buying you some time. But someone comes over to you, and it's Garrick and the other hunter.
Oh, God.
And they've got their swords out.
Oh, no.
And they're looking at Daniel, Liam, and Adrian specifically. But they are surprised to see, like, Alan is awake. Is anybody else with them? Oh, Zachary's somewhere. It's fine, Zachary.
Jimmy's awake.
Where's Zach?
Jimmy's run. Jimmy ran up to the quarter.
Yeah.
Zach ran up to the quarterdeck with him because he didn't call out for
Zach's
Zach.
up at the quarterdeck?
Y'all didn't call out for Zach. Y'all
Well,
called
that's
out
not
for
fair.
Liam. It's okay because
That's
it's
not
panic.
fair.
There's a lot of screaming and there's panic. Is the thing. Like
Zachary.
he didn't. The thing is, he's shorter than y'all. He probably didn't see you. Like you have to remember, he is being like rushed. He's being pushed.
Yeah.
If he stops, there's a huge danger for him to get trampled on and killed. So like he's just trying to go with the crowd. Yeah. So it's a very dangerous situation.
I would say that as soon as Liam sees the hunters, he like immediately like looks around for Zach, but then notices that Zach isn't there. So now he's like, "Oh, good, at least Zach isn't near the hunters." But then, oh no, because where is Zach? Where's the boy?
They're looking at them and they go, "You 3 again, and you." The situation is out of hand. It's happening again, says Garrick. Get up on the quarterdeck.
Okay.
Yeah. Adrian
happening.
is like, yeah.
It's happening again.
Liam, let's discuss this upstairs. Let's get more space.
But good ear, Liam.
All right,
for sure.
He goes up the stairs.
So they hear wood breaking and busting. And so everybody on the quarterdeck is like, you see Fitzgerald, and he's like looking to like where one of like the ladders going down are. And Zachary like runs up to all 3 of you and is like, "Oh, good. Oh, you're all safe."
For now.
Daniel, like, is so happy to see Zach. He says, "Zach!" And he, like, grabs him by the shoulders and grabs him by the face and head and, like, tousles his hair and is, like, panicking. And then he lets go of him and he's like, I'm glad to see you.
The hunters scramble back up, and it looks like their clothes have been torn a bit, and then they shut the lid again, and they're stepping back, but, like, the lid is bulging, and you hear from underneath, heave, ho, heave, ho, heave, ho. So, like, they're trying to get up, and Garrick looks over, and he spots Zachary, and he immediately goes to him.
Hey, don't do it.
So chaos is still happening, people are running around, and people are trying to get to the furniture boats. So furniture boats are starting to be lowered, and there are people arguing about who should leave. And somebody says, well, a captain ought to go down with his ship, and so should his second lieutenant, and he pushes him. And there is fighting and chaos starting to break out. Alan sees Thomas and is trying to go over to him to, like, help him, because there are sailors, like, pushing at these Marines, because these Marines are still trying to instate order. And the captain is somewhere trying to give orders, and there just is no order as the rats continue to heave, ho, trying to break up onto the quarterdeck. It's night, and if these rats get on the deck, there isn't the sun to stop them. There really isn't much that can stop them. So chaos and panic is just ensuing. And one of the hunters goes over to Zachary, and they grab him, and they practically pick him up because he's huge, and they scream at Zachary, "What the devil is this? You said you would help us preserve!" And Zachary just panics, and he goes, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about," he says. You said you would help." And he throws Zachary back, and he takes his sword out, and Harry goes, "Stop," says Harry. Garrick still is pointing the sword at Zachary, and he says, "You said if we helped you, you would help preserve the rest of the people on this ship." And Zachary kind of, I don't know what you're talking about. Because that is the stupidest thing I ever heard. You think I would help you? Preserve what? He says, throwing his hands out. Preserve
Oh, ghosts? On a ship that's already dead? Well, you're absolutely mad if you thought I'd go along with it. Just like that. This ringing, this heartbeat I've been hearing. It's all because of you, isn't it? He says. And Garrett goes up to him and he goes, you will silence your tongue right now, witch. And Zachary, kind of tries to push off of him. Does anybody want to intervene?
What the fuck is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all three of them, we've all just been waiting for a break to, all step in, because I think...
That's good. That's fine.
If Liam is closest, Liam would absolutely, grab Garrick by the back of his coat and yoink him back. He would just, pull him away bodily, if possible.
Yeah, go ahead and roll to see. It's a contest of strength, because he is going to go against you. So let's go 2 d8s against one another for contest of strength.
Okay. Word.
I got a 7.
I definitely got lower than that, so he is not strong enough to pull him away.
That's fine. Daniel, what are you doing?
Guess he would assist with grabbing Garrig.
So now you also are doing it. So now I want the both of you to grab Garrig.
7.
5.
Yeah, because you're both doing it, you both combine. That's 12, and that's going to be higher than an 8 no matter what. I just wanted to roll for fun because this is D&D on some level. So you both do manage to, get him off Zachary.
Can Liam address Garrick?
Yeah. You've thrown Garrig off. Garrig is looking at you ready to fight.
How do you stop a demon's nest? This is your job. What do you do to stop a demon's nest?
Garrig looks hopeless as he laughs, and he runs his hands down his face and he goes, you kill its source of food, but we can't do that. So we've been trying to figure out how to break the cycles without everybody panicking, and he just looks mad. And Zachary just is shaking his head and says, all these voices of people who've passed, they're all saying your name over and over again. Garrig, what did you do? Me, says Garrig. I'm not the cause of this. I didn't do this. This isn't my fault. This is your fault, says Zachary. What did you do, Garrig? And in many voices, Zachary says, what did you do? And a whole ship full of voices says, what did you do, Garrig? A terrible scream sounds from below. Just this cacophony of shrill, high-pitched, unearthly screams as one last heave-ho sounds and the rats explode upward. Gunfire is heard, and suddenly, Daniel, you somehow, by some miracle, caught the sight in time of Thomas accidentally shooting Alan, who puts a hand to his chest and looks like they had been grappling for the gun. Alan steps back and puts a hand to the wound, and his fingers drop back blood, and Thomas, shaking, drops the gun and says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I thought you were attacking. I'm so sorry, he says, and Alan falls back, and the rats swarm Alan.
This is the worst day of my life. Oh, this sucks.
And as chaos just completely erupts, these people who can be consumed are being pulled back and down for only more rats to surface. And then this huge body made of rats picks itself up.
Oh, good.
And it draws a hand back and it swipes its hand. And suddenly Garrig, Harry, Thomas, everyone who was on the ship who is not you four are gone. And you are left with this one creature staring down at you. And it is hungry.